It's finished 2-2 here at the J Davidson Stadium in the game between Altrincham and Boston United. Phil, just talk us through what happened.
I thought first half there was nothing really between the teams. They've had the better chances. They've made Ethan pull off a few good saves. So we had to address a couple of things at half time in terms of what we were expecting to see. Then the game swings in our favour with the man being sent off, the keeper, sorry. And then I felt we dominated. We dominated. The two goals that we scored were real high quality goals. The chances we've created are ridiculous. I think we've had about 15 shots on goal, if not more, but some really good ones. I think we've had one cleared off the line, haven't we? Tom's header, Aussie's hit the crossbar. We've worked some great areas for shots to go in, and another day we probably win really comfortably, scoring 4 or 5 goals. But when you don't take your chances, I think Justin's was a bit of a turning point, wasn't it? 1v1 with the keeper. Keeper makes a good save, but again we've got to take them moments. And then scandalous really that we've conceded 2 goals with 10 men. It's inexcusable. I can't stand in front of you and make excuses because it's not good enough, and we've got to be better. But the positive bit I will take from it was sometimes when you go against 10 men it can go the other way, and we absolutely dominated. And the amount of chances we created, we've got to be winning comfortably there, not hanging on. We weren't hanging on, were we? But not conceding a second goal. It's absolutely criminal.
You mentioned that it did swing in your favour when the goalkeeper for Boston was sent off. What had to change and what did the game plan change to after that, and what was said?
Nothing really. The game plan is always to exploit the opposition's weaknesses, so there wasn't a tactical change. We wanted to see how they'd settle down, what shape Ian would go into, and then he did change. He went with 2 up front midway through, but again we still look really comfortable. So it just feels like one of them frustrating moments that I've been here before, but nobody wanted it this season. Everybody wanted an easy ride, win after win after win, go and steamroll the league. Everyone knows this division, knows how hard it is. Boston are banging form, even with 10 men. They must be right up there with the top statistics for running on the pitch, and they put a right shift in. And the way they defended, they probably deserve to come away with something in the end just for how well they defended at times. But it's absolutely scandalous that we've not scored more goals and we've not been able to at least keep them to just 1 goal, because they've had 2 chances there in the second half and scored both of them. And when it's not quite going for you in terms of the momentum side of it, which I don't feel we've got yet. I'm seeing performances, I'm seeing really good performances, high level stuff. Like I said, our goals were really high end goals, really quality goals, interplay, passing and moves, exploiting them. It was really good to see. So then to come away feeling really frustrated, a bit dejected, is massively disappointing, and we need to get a bit of momentum. The only bit you will take is, although I'm saying it away from home, no point should be snuffed at. But today it does feel like we've dropped some points rather than gained 1.
Obviously, you've said that the second half was a lot better. You changed a couple of things at half time. Did the substitutions you made have an impact on that as well? Have an impact on the game?
Yeah, I'd like to think every time we've made subs, they've had impacts on the game. It was great to see Ollie getting on the pitch and getting some minutes. I thought he looked lively, he looked very confident, which is why we put him on. I wouldn't have put him on just to get him up to speed. He's looked something like in training. So good to see that. I thought, not talking about subs here, but Carell Redding made a great impact. Obviously, I need to watch it back to make sure it's as good as how I felt on the day. But I thought first half he was very strong, and he'll only get better. But yeah, all over the park. Jake Bickerstaff again. I forgot Jake's chance where he's spun and it's just slightly gone over the bar. So another really good chance for someone like Jake, because he scores them normally. And at some point it will click for us. I know I keep saying it because I'm as frustrated as everybody else in terms of I want the results to come in terms of them threes, them sequence of games that we're capable of putting together. But we are. It's a game we've not lost, so there's 2 on the bounce now, and we've got a really tough game Tuesday. Dagenham and Redbridge, who we all saw what they did to Gateshead. But you talk about attempts on goal. I think they had 8 genuine attempts on goal and scored 7. And when it's going for you, that's what happens. And I think Gateshead had 8 genuine attempts on goal and scored 1. And as a manager, I can stand here and I can analyse it and tell everyone, but fans don't want to hear that. They want to see results, and that's what we'll be always judged on. But I've got to have that clarity of mind where I know we've performed, particularly second half there, and everyone can say we hit 10 men, but we've all seen it where it doesn't go like that. Well on top, created enough chances, and another day we win that comfortably, but it wasn't today. And you've got to give Boston credit for that. They hung in tooth and nail, made a slight little change that gave them a little bit more of a presence up top with the big man coming on. But again, I still didn't think they had any kind of territory, any kind of possession, which you shouldn't with 10, to hurt us. And to hurt us with 2 moments it's extremely disappointing.
Yeah, it's disappointing to drop points like that, unfortunately. But Regan Linney and Alex Newby, 2 goals in 2 minutes for the second home game in a row. They must have impressed you today.
They what, sorry?
They must have impressed you today.
Yeah, they did. Do you know what? They did. All of them did. It's just I can't stand in front of you and sing the praises when we've been 2-0 up and should have been probably 3 or 4 up at that point, and then to it feels like a loss, doesn't it? So to draw 2-2 is, I can't be mega positive after that, because we've got to hurt from that. I can't always come out and say how great everything is, because a lot of it is good. There's so much good stuff going on, but we want the results as well. So that's that bit. We've got to get over the line with that. We've either been in drawing positions where we should have seen it through and lost, or we've been in winning positions like this and ended up drawing. And it's when the boys get going, and I think I said on my very first interview with Brian at the start of the season, we'll feel a bit of hurt at the start of the season. I'm certainly feeling it myself, with results, not performances. And everyone here knows I'm a big believer in performances, and people will be tearing their hair out listening to me say that, but that's what I believe in. I believe in working with the players, developing the players, making sure they're doing the right things on the pitch, not panicking when things go wrong, or looking at it through rose-tinted glasses, which I know some people probably think at times, because I am positive about what we do, but I'm only positive when we do the right things. And we've done a lot of good stuff today, but first half, too easy to allow chances on our goal, and then second half, not tight enough in terms of not stingy enough to stop them, especially when they've at 10 men. We should have released someone, particularly on that second one, to go out and just leave the man and go and get a block on that. But maybe there was a little bit of tiredness, which everyone will think, well, that's crazy, but unfortunately lads do get tired at that point in the game. So lots of room for improvement. I always say there's no losses, there's learning, and every week I'm learning something at the moment about my players, about what we need to do. And as I always say to you, I truly believe it, we will get it right, and we will go on a good run in this division, and we want it to happen sooner rather than later. But as I said, I didn't want to bring up loads of positives for me. Is chances we created are crazy today. I hope they all go on Alti TV, because we like showing the oppositions at time. So let's show our good chances and make sure everyone realises that we should have won that very comfortably today, but it wasn't to be. And that's the horrible side of winning and losing. It's such fine margins, and it shouldn't have been fine margins today. We should have won comfortably.
And just a quick word on Ollie Crankshaw. Came on for the last sort of 20 minutes of that game. He's obviously worked hard to get back to fitness now. Just how close are some of the other players to returning from injury as well?
Yeah, a couple of weeks with most of them, unless they have reoccurrences. So we're really hopeful. Isaac, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Bainesy the same. So these cup games we've got coming up could be perfect for us in that way. To get the minutes in the legs, the rotations that a lot of the front lads need as well. We've got lads here who are chomping at the bit to play, and we've got a really good squad. So you look at the bench today, really strong. So there'll be opportunities for all. They've got to be able to take it, like Ollie. So a big player for us, so you're right to bring him up. And for me, he showed glimpses of what he's capable of. But as I said right at the start, you get Ollie back, you get Isaac back. George Wilson wasn't even in the squad today. What a player he is. Max Haygarth wasn't in the squad today. He's doing great in training. But we've got horses for courses, and when we don't win games, it just opens the door for somebody to come and have another go.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.